Hello and welcome to Phil's Fitness Show, and today we're going to be talking about the ketogenic diet, a diet that has annoyed me since day one, since I became a personal trainer. It gets shouted about far too much and I'm going to debunk it for you today. Right then, the ketogenic diet, I hate it. I've got no other words other than the fact that I hate the ketogenic diet, or the keto diet, which is more commonly known. A diet which pretty much eliminates carbohydrates. I mean, for starters, why would you want to do that? Carbohydrates are fantastic. We've got protein, we've got fats, we've got carbohydrates. They're the three macros that we consume, and carbs are by far the nicest and absolutely the most tastiest out of all three. Yet, people decide, hang on a minute, I'm going to eliminate them from my diet and go into a ketogenic state to try and promote weight loss. What are you doing? It doesn't need to happen. You don't need to eliminate carbohydrates from your diet. To promote fat loss, we need to be in a calorie deficit. We need to consume less calories than what we burn off. So we need to increase our expenditure and we need to decrease our input. And that creates a calorie deficit. I'm not saying to eat crap, but if we were to consume what we want on a day-to-day basis, as long as we're in a calorie deficit, we would technically lose weight. It's not ideal, it's not recommended, but you can see where I'm going with it. We could have a McDonald's every single day. Like I say, I'm not recommending this, but we can have a McDonald's every single day and lose weight if we're in a deficit. Does that make sense? So I burn off 2,500 calories by being alive, by consuming food, by working out, by my steps. If I'm burning off 2,500 calories in my day, but I consume 2,000, then that's a 500 calorie deficit. That's going to promote weight loss. Doesn't really matter where them calories come from for me to get that weight loss. Like I said, it's not ideal to eat just crap. It's not recommended at all, but you can see where I'm going with it. You will still achieve weight loss. So with the keto diet then, here is what happens. We eliminate carbohydrates. So we have adequate protein and a very high fat diet. We have a very low carbohydrate diet. We eliminate any rice, any pasta, any cereals, and any treats to an extent as well, which is obviously unbelievable. Why would you want to do that? But in a keto diet, we take away all our carbohydrates and we just focus on protein and fats. What we're actually doing in that sense is we're taking away our number one energy source, carbohydrates, and we're focusing then on our secondary energy source, which is body fat. So when we eliminate carbs, we will lose a lot of water weight at first, which is, that's why people have that buzz with the keto diet, because you lose a lot of weight fast initially, but it's not necessarily body fat. We're losing quite a bit of water. When we store carbohydrates, we hold on to water, so we take them away, we're losing a lot of water. So the keto diet takes away all our carbohydrates, but there's no longevity in that keto diet either. We've spoken about calorie deficit, and that is all you need to worry and do to lose body fat. The keto diet is a very simple and effective tool for people to grasp. When it comes to counting your calories, worrying about how many calories coming in, how many calories going out, it can get a little bit complex, and that's why people give up very, very easily with calories in versus calories out. Although that works, it gets complex and people give up very easily. With the keto, it's simple. All you've got to do is take away the carbohydrates. So that is why it's very easy for people to grasp. It's very easy for people to understand. You think, right, I can only have adequate protein and very high fats. So once people get their head around that, that's why they'll stick to it. Then from there, weight loss happens very, very quickly because they're losing a lot of water weight. But it's very appealing to people as well, because we have what we call a ketogenic state, which is when the body is running off body fat. Now, if I said to you now, you can put yourself in a ketogenic state where you'll run off body fat for energy, it sounds fantastic to go, you can just run off all this tummy fat for our energy, and that's what technically kind of happens, but it is very unnecessary as well. Our body's number one energy source is carbohydrates for a reason, because it's a lot better for you, it's a lot faster, a lot more effective. The secondary energy source is body fat, which sounds appealing, but it's not very effective. So people get caught up in this idea of being in a ketogenic state, but all it really is doing is just eliminating a pretty good quality source of energy, and it's very, very tasty carbohydrates too. So by doing that, it's not going to create any longevity. You're not going to be consistent. Really, you can't really keep up with the keto diet for a long period of time, you're going to become under a lot of stress when it comes to social events. You won't be able to know what to do. You can't enjoy yourself on a keto diet, in my opinion. With the keto diet as well, bear in mind, taking away carbohydrates, we have what we call like the keto flu as well, which is by day 3 and day 4, you start feeling very, very tired. You will have a very much lack of energy, because at the end of the day, we're taking away our #1 energy source. So it's bound to happen. You will have a lot of side effects with the keto diet as well, and it's not really good for your mindset. It's not good to see the scales drop quickly, because you get excited about this and it makes you think, oh, the keto's fantastic, it must be working, when it isn't really the case. We need to understand it's all about that longevity. Can you do keto for a long period of time? Not really. We need to understand the flexible diet and approach. We need to understand why weight loss and weight gain actually happens as well. You will create a sensitivity as well if you do keto. For example, if you were to eliminate carbohydrates for a week, you do the keto diet for a week, you'll create a sensitivity to carbohydrates. Then if you, after 7 days, all of a sudden decide to have 2 pieces of toast for your breakfast, you will gain a little bit of weight. You'll feel bloated, you feel uncomfortable. You've got carbohydrates in the system for the first time in 7 days. That water weight's going to start creeping back up, and it'll mess with your head when you see the weight on the scale start to go up. Like I said weight, not body fat. So doing the keto diet will wreck your head in terms of scales going up and down, because you're drastically impacting water fluctuations as well. It is not needed to do the keto diet. So if you've ever been told about it, you don't need to do it. The only people that should exclude bread or whatever from their diet is people who are celiac and they've got a gluten intolerance. And even then, there's many replacements now for all these products as well. So you don't need to do a keto diet. Don't feel that it is the answer, because it's going to wreck your head for starters with the scales going up and down. It is not body fat, it's body weight that's fluctuating as well. And I am a firm believer of the flexible diet and approach, where we have a diet and we understand why weight loss is happening. We understand that, hang on a minute, I can have a little bit of rubbish here or there, as long as I stay on track, as long as I am within my calories. And if I stay within my calories and I'm losing weight at a nice steady pace and I'm enjoying myself, then to me that is an absolute winner. Eliminating carbohydrates from your diet is stupid. It's a stupid thing to do. Like I said, it's going to wreck your head, and that for me, that's a big part of it. Diet is not necessarily a physical thing, it's a mental battle all the time. And eliminating something that you enjoy from your diet just to mess with your head on the scales is not a fantastic approach. So that is my view on the ketogenic diet. I'm not a fan of it whatsoever, so do not do it, in my opinion. It's going to wreck your head. It will give you a bad relationship with food as well. It'll make you think carbohydrates are an assistance in weight as well, which in all fairness it really isn't. It's only calories that can dictate fat loss and fat gain. It's only calories by being in a deficit or being in an excess. Where then calories come from, to an extent, doesn't really matter. Obviously, we want a clean, quality, good calories, but it doesn't really matter in terms of affecting the calorie deficit or not. So that's my view on the ketogenic diet. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give me a little thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one.